1, 0.
Fuck ShowBizz. I might. Come on. All right.
Show to the Bivol, S to the BA for Shizzle my nizzle and get dribbled by Javante. Abdul had the braids on the turban and they had grease on them. Plus if they were short then he could have worked with them. Bob and weed, boy Roach wasn't hurting them. Bro was a hustler, outworking them. Show to the Bivol, S to the BA for Sheezy and easy referee went Stevie. Bro start to count then no, went Stevie. 4 put the towel on bro, still Stevie. Bro said they robbed me, the draw overturned to win, but somehow Tank beat those charges like Rocky. Show to the Bivol, S to the BA. Not guilty, they cannot appeal, he's not real to me, this my championship. A knockdown, show the proof, son of a bitch. For Shizzle my nizzle ain't get dribbled by Javante. Roach can jab him, keep your damn hands up. Not guilty, hair was too greasy. Roach can jab him, keep your damn hands up. Show is back, boxing, told through rap. Y'all acting like I told you cap, like y'all exposed show. No, Roach did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. But this isn't cap, Roach ain't that. When they run it back and Tank don't run to corner, back in the lab, hungry like a hippo. Starting out simple, back surrounded by his people. Me with a new post, after being exposed and Roach going off. All because they fought to a draw. So you know I've seen it all before. I've seen Haney deflate just for Osterine's sake. Cause Ryan he failed, then I got the hate. Now we need a rematch, Lamont, Roach and Tank. Show to the Bivol, S to the BA. Rematch Roach KO'd in 2 by Javante.
It's a joke, man. Loosen up and enjoy it.
Up off that, yeah, yes, up off. Hey, y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's Taco Tuesday, baby. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look at who we have here. Let me see, Abraham Hernandez. He said, missed 2 of your last videos, Biz, busy at work. Love you, boy. Let me see, hashtag squad up. I'm ready for everyone to come back and start fighting Ryan Garcia. What's going on with you, my man, Abraham? And hold on, Third World. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man, look. First I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Taco Tuesday. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the Varney Hill box.
Bring on this with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. Kiss a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The Burnell Manton, shaboing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. Hey, oh, wait a minute. I swear before Lord, we can't do a damn thing without first giving it up to the ladies.
You should let me in. You deserve it. No, you deserve it. Baby.
Oh, hit the Tyson bell. Wait a minute. Hold on, ladies. It's our turn now.
Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Hit the Tyson bell. Yeah, he's here, my man. My God. We outside.
Anything can happen when you're outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe, ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask him if he's alright.
It's the Tyson Bell. Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. My brother, the floor is yours.
Squad up. Let's go.
It's the Tyson Bell. Okay, I hope everything is working well. I see that I'm having a little issues with the Wi-Fi. Oh, it came back. Okay, never mind. All right, so we have a show for you guys today. Hold on, you guys know, happy Halloween. You guys know I get into the spirit of things. I've been watching Ed Gein get into the spirit, and that's the Black Torch. Of course, we're going to decorate the background, stuff like that, have it blood red. Okay, and we got a show for you guys today. One, I saw social media going crazy, boxing social media everywhere over what Ryan Garcia had to say about Triple G, saying that Triple G isn't a Hall of Famer to him. All right, and I mean, he's getting attacked all over. All right, everybody's calling him like an idiot and stuff like that. And he's actually defending himself all over X and shit. Right? He's trying to, and what he's been saying is Hall of Fame to me is a very high standard to me. Not everybody should be just thrown into the Hall of Fame. And he brought up some things that I think, okay, I mean, listen, it's boxing. It's worth the debate. Let's talk about it. Hit the Tyson Bell. Also, we're going to talk Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach, he was on Ring, right? Ring Magazine channel. He was talking to Max Kellerman. Ryan Garcia, he has some things to say after Lamont Roach and Pitbull has been officially announced by Premier Boxing Champions, right? The PBC officially announced, and he has something to say about what he thinks the outcome is going to be. We're going to talk about a few other things. We're going to go around the ring twice, which is probably knockouts. But hell, we're going to do what we want to do today. All right, hit the Tyson Bell. Have you guys been watching Ed Gein? I've been watching Ed Gein. All right, I think it's called Monster, one of those things. It's the same guy. It's on Netflix. It's the same guy who did Dom, right? So he's doing the Ed Gein. Beautiful show. I'm only on the 3rd episode. I fell asleep. You can't watch that show at that pace. Me and my wife laying in bed looking at the show. You knew we were going to fall asleep. All right. Our bed is very comfortable. We are going to fall asleep. We're getting older. We're in our 40s. We're going to fall asleep. All right. But I was always, I'm going to say it anyway. Out of all the killers and psychos, I'm talking about real life mass, murderers. Like, what do you call those people who murder a lot of people? What do you call them again? I forgot what you call them. Serial killers. Out of all of them, I was always most interested in Ed Gein. Okay? And it's only because of all the movies we know is inspired by him. Friday the 13th, Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Even your boy, Wild Bill on Silence of the Lambs. Even he was inspired by this guy. Kicked off the entire horror mask murderer whole thing. Right? Yeah, that dude's whacked out. All right. So I've been watching that, and it's been great. It's been a great show. Now let's talk about what we're going to talk about. Everybody's in here. Serial killers. Thank you so much. Everybody's in here. It's time to talk. Everybody, make sure you hit the like. It's time to talk about what we came to talk about first. And that's with Ryan Garcia, what Ryan Garcia had to say about Triple G being in the Hall of Fame. Hold on. Let's start with the receipts. Hold on real quick. Here it is. Receipts, motherfucker! Look, I put on X, I put a post out there, and I invited Ryan Garcia to the show. I thought he didn't respond. It's highly unlikely that he would be here in the war room. But if he does show up, let me know, and I'll send the link. I said, if you want to explain yourself, the War Room, it's the War Room. We're going to talk shit, but we're going to be open-minded, all right? Now, let's play what he had to say on Ring, word for word, and I'm going to give my take.
Well, one, Triple G had no really great victories. I mean, who did he beat? You know,
well, Canelo. A lot of people think he won the first fight. It was a draw, and Canelo's a great fighter.
Well, he didn't, though, but he
We
didn't.
can think all we
even
want.
a draw against
We can think
Canelo
all
at
we
Canelo's
want.
best. You know?
The thing what I will give him, though, is he was one of the superstars in boxing at a certain time for a long time. I will give him that. But for me, I think it's just a little hard for me to put somebody in the Hall of Fame. Like, to say Hall of Fame, that means, like, dang, like, you
What
you
about
just did
telling the
something
story of the era? You could not tell the story of an era without including Triple G.
That's 2010s, right?
What about that? Do you subscribe to that Hall of Fame theory?
I do. I mean, I do see that, but we're talking about Hall of Fame. We're not talking about eras. You know, I'm talking about, like, overall, all of boxing. You know what I mean? I just don't see him as a Hall of Fame. Yeah, I can't give him that nod. But, hey.
That's a legitimate point of view.
I wish Turkey was around back then when he was fighting, because all this ducking wouldn't have happened.
We find out.
Okay. Traverse, you're diabolical. I may just. But, all right. First, I want to hear what y'all have to say. Y'all think he sounds crazy, or y'all think he has a point? Y'all think he sounds crazy, or do y'all think he has a point? Never been champion and talking smack on a champion is crazy. I don't think he's talking smack. I think he's up there to give his point of view. They asked him, and he did. I don't think he has to give everybody a BJ. I think I've never even boxed, and y'all hear from my point of view. You ask him his point of view. He has a point. Okay. He's crazy. All right. 50-50. He may be right, Biz. Let's go. He's making sense, which is surprising. Got a point. Let me see. Kellerman already said this. Triple G is a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Okay. Jacobs, Lemieux, Canelo. I disagree. Okay. He's right. Okay. Member for 19 months. Hold on. Blee. Everyone go to X and message Ryan to come to the show. Listen. He has a point. Name the opponent's biz. Okay. Now let me give my take. All right. Number one. Do I think, hold on, Matt, if you think about it, Triple G really lost to all the elite competition. He didn't beat anyone at a top level in his own weight class. Kell Brook went up. Listen, keep that. No trolling. I actually agree. No trolling. I actually agree. Listen, does ShowBizz think that Triple G is a Hall of Famer? I do. I think he's a Hall of Famer because he was like a champion for a decade. He has one of the most title defenses in middleweight history. All right. I think it's like over 20 title. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. But I think Ryan Garcia is right too. Hold on. It's the same point I make about Klitschko. Is Klitschko a Hall of Famer? Yeah. Is Larry Holmes a Hall of Famer? Yeah. But how great were their ops? And that's the truth. Everybody's making the same point. Max Kellerman said, well, how about being the man of an era? And Ryan Garcia said, I get that. But I'm talking about Hall of Fame. Is he one of the greats? Now, here's the thing. Let's cook. Because while everybody's getting on Ryan Garcia for what he said, Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger thought he made a good point. Check out Mike Coppinger. He says fair, right? Or something like that. And Max Kellerman is like, I can get that. Hold on real quick. Where is it? Check this out.
Well, one, Triple G had no really great victories. I mean, who did he beat? You know,
well, Canelo. A lot of people think he won the first fight. It was a draw, and Canelo's a great fighter.
Well, he didn't, though, but he didn't.
We can think all
even
we
a draw against Canelo at Canelo's best. You know?
The thing what I will give him, though, is he was one of the superstars in boxing at a certain time for a long time. I will give him that. But for me, I think it's just a little hard for me to put somebody in the Hall of Fame. Like, to say Hall of Fame, that means like, dang, like you.
What
you
about
just did
telling the
something
story of the era? You could not tell the story of an era without including Triple G.
2010s, right?
What about that? Do you subscribe to that Hall of Fame theory?
I do. I mean, I do see that, but we're talking about Hall of Fame. We're not talking about eras. You know, I'm talking about like overall all of boxing. You know what I mean? I just don't see him as a Hall of Fame. Yeah, I can't give him that nod. But hey,
that's a legitimate point of view.
I wish Turkey was around back then.
Everybody's like, that's a good point. That's a legitimate point of view. All of a sudden, give people a beat or two, and they're on social media burning this man down. He was sitting right there with Mike Coppinger, Max Kellerman. And that's a good point of view. I get that. That's fair. Let me tell you why it's fair. All right? Let me tell you why it's fair. It is legitimate. It is legitimate. Let me tell you why it's fair. All right? This may go racial for a minute because there's a divide here, and there's a racial divide here. What Ryan Garcia said, the bruh's been saying that forever. Hey, no cap. What Ryan Garcia said, the bruh's been wow, he was raining. The bruh's was like, now let me tell you this. Max Kellerman, when he said, who did he beat? Tell me his best victories. Crickets. Max Kellerman had to say a fight that they thought he was robbed. No, who did he beat? I'm going to give him credit, a fight that I personally thought he won, but it was officially a draw. That's not enough to put you in Hall of Fame. If it was, Lamont Roach, Hall of Famer. Lamont Roach, Hall of Famer. Who did he beat? So you think Lemieux? You think Willie Monroe Jr.? You think Jacobs? Kell Brook moved up? What's his name? Oh my God. Ukrainian fighter. Anyway, think about it. There's not a lot of names. Not a lot of names. He was never undisputed, only unified. And he ducked Ward. They ducked Ward. Derevchenko, exactly. Derevchenko. They ducked Ward. They wanted Canelo to go up 2 weight classes to fight them, so they waited. Ward said, why don't you go up and fight me? They ducked Ward. And everyone knows that. Now, I don't know about Triple G, but the team ducked Ward. They definitely did. That's why Ward fought Kovalev. Ward went up. What he asked Triple G to do, Ward did. Then, okay, I'll fight the bigger Triple G. He moved up and fought Kovalev. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Let me see. Wouldn't that put Ward in the same boat? Could be. Yeah, think about it. Let me see. Except for Ward's undefeated, Ryan's opinion is valid for having good points. For example, I feel Triple G has a better career than some fighters who are in Hall of Fame like Andre Ward. Okay? 22 defenses, but never against the cream de la creme. We can make the argument that they all ducked him like Bud until recently passed the eye test, but doesn't have the resume. That's what I'm saying. You can credit him for fights he didn't get, or you can take his career for what happened. Andre Ward, at least he went through the Super 6 tournament and he beat the best in that tournament, and you can never question he went through it. Right? Let me see. Do you think Spence is more of a Hall of Fame than Triple G? We shouldn't do that because that caused different arguments, and that's going to derail. Let's just focus on Triple G. Focus on Triple G. All Ryan Garcia said was, who did he fight? What was his best victories? Crickets. So, for Ryan Garcia,
it takes more than that for him to be in the Hall of Fame. He thinks the Hall of Fame should be more prestigious than just handing shit out based on popularity or knockouts. That's just him. Now, me, I got a lower standard. I think if you have dominated your weight class, regardless, probably a Hall of Famer. He was defending his title a bunch of times, and he was sitting right there. He didn't do the extra things, so I get that. But the difference between me and a lot of people is if someone doesn't agree with me, I don't think everything they're saying is shit. I'm ShowBizz the adult. I'm too adult for that. You make a valid point. You make a valid, everybody, it's almost like, don't ask if Triple G should be in a Hall of Fame. Let me, the brave ones will ask on camera in front of the boxing world. They will ask. Let's uncover that. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Who has better victories? Jamal Charlo or Triple G? That's how comparable his victories are to other fighters, bro. Let me see. Biz, Ryan is here. Okay, bet. Hold on. Let's give Ryan the floor real quick so he can. Let me see what y'all have to say. Like Deontay Wilder, he's a Hall of Famer and match Ali's right defense record, but Wilder and Muhammad Ali's resume are in a different universe. Exactly. Sean Porter is better win than any fight on Triple G. See. Let's see. Let me put the link out there. Let's see if Ryan Garcia is gonna wait. How the hell do you do this? Present or invite? Oh, okay, there you go. I don't do this that often. Man, Ryan Garcia gifted 10 memberships. Ryan Garcia, love you, boy. Let me see. Hit the Tyson bell. I added the link just now. Is that really Ryan Garcia though? I have to see the I have to see the screen. First, I gotta see the camera. Somebody could have made it up, and they put the camera on. Bless, highly favored. Let me see. All right, it is Ryan Garcia. Here it is. What up, brother?
What's up?
Hey, Ryan.
I see I got everybody mad, I guess.
Why? Explain why, bro.
I guess they don't like that I actually hold the Hall of Fame to a level of standard which the title kind of requires. Hall of Fame means, you know, you're one of the best of all time, in my opinion. You know what I mean? My standards are pretty high when it comes to that. When I look at Triple G, I look him at like right at the borderline, like right there, like. But there's like a level of greatness that I have to feel. Like when I think of Roberto Duran, I know that's a crazy name to throw out right now, but that's a level of greatness that I just think that's Hall of Fame. That's something special. You know what I mean? Like I've been seeing the International Boxing Hall of Fame put too many people in. They got Rocky Balboa in. Like, what are we doing here? I didn't want to hit them with all the facts on the show the other day, but you know, the International Boxing Hall of Fame got everybody on there.
So wait a minute. Is this, people are seeing this as Triple G hate, but are you kind of looking at this as this organization, they need to kind of raise the standard, period, because Hall of Fame should mean shit that everybody would try to do and it's so difficult to accomplish that is like, that's what makes it so prestigious.
Yeah, like when people like Dan Raphael were telling me, for example, you know, Ryan will never get into the Hall of Fame, unless he buys a ticket. You know, it should be like that. It should be to the point where, damn, it's hard to get in there. Like, shit, we got to do something amazing. We got to make these fights happen. I got to beat this guy that nobody thinks I could beat. You know, change the dynamics of the game, right? Change, kind of, you know, your era in a way, the history of it. You know, you got to make history. So I get Triple G had his moments. You know what I mean? What was it? 26 title defenses.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, I see. This is what I feel. I feel like if you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be up to go to the Hall of Fame, the writers, the people that vote, they need to do their due diligence and look thoroughly who he fought. Like who were those title defenses? Were they any type of threat? Did it pose a threat? Did any of this really, matter at the end of the day, to the boxing landscape? And to be honest, no. The only thing it did was help HBO hype up a guy that lost every elite fight. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the truth. HBO hyped him up crazy, and it's not Triple G hate. It's just even when I was a young kid, I'm like, why are they throwing this guy out there like he's the best thing that came since chicken soup? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. But look. Go to your point when you say, who did you beat? Did it really matter? Who was your op? That means you could kind of politic your way into the Hall of Fame. You get what I'm trying to say? If you got the right network who's behind you, you got the business kind of pushing you, can you politic your way to 20-something title defenses? And that can send just the wrong message to those trying to be in the Hall of Fame when it's like, yo, if I get the right powerhouse behind me, I'm destined to be in the Hall of Fame instead of fighting the ops and going up against those who people are avoiding or the real tough matchup.
Well, I don't think it's so much on just fighting the people. You got to beat them. This is Hall of Fame. This ain't just, I'm like, you can fight everybody, right? Who fought everybody? Somebody fought everybody. And if they got their ass kicked most of the time, I mean, can't really put them in the Hall of Fame. They fought
everybody, but he didn't get his ass kicked most of the time.
No. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Right. And nobody beat Sugar Ray Leonard at that time. So, you gotta give him credit for that. He did fight. He moved up and beat, what's his name? Was it middleweight?
Iran Barkley
beat the shit out of Iran Barkley. That was nice. You know what I mean? He did a lot of amazing things, but and he was the greatest lightweight of all time. So on top of fighting everybody, he also was the great. My bad. Somebody was giving
That's
me.
All good. You say he also was the greatest lightweight of all time.
He also was the greatest lightweight of all time. So you gotta understand that. I think Triple G had his moment of his era, but it's just unfortunate he didn't have the threats that other people have. I mean, we don't roll the dice for people. I even said Andre Ward gets there. He's like kind of reminds me of Triple G, but he gets there because 1, Olympic gold medalist, 2, he fought the Super 6, beat the shit out of everybody, and then still had his one fight, Kovalev, that everybody needed to see. You know what I mean? So I squeeze him in. I mean, I throw him in there, but Triple G didn't get his moment. I mean, he should have beat Canelo. Let's get it real, the first fight, but didn't. So it's hard for me to say. Then loses the rubber match, loses the second fight, convincingly to me, and then has a hard fight with that one Russian dude, but I forgot his name.
Derevchenko,
and I guess his best one was Danny Jacobs, and that wasn't even that convincing. So it's like,
people think Danny won that fight, bro. I was sitting there
like,
that's what I'm saying now.
Didn't Danny Jacobs get the Canelo fight because of that? I think so.
Yeah, that's right. Sure did.
If I'm not confused.
Right.
So these are the things that kind of come to my mind. Now, it's not hate. It's not nothing. It's just, everybody has their level of standards to what they think. Look, I want it to be near impossible for me to get in the Hall of Fame. I want to challenge myself astronomically ways that like don't make sense to try my best to get in there. Now, if the writers, people don't respect it, that's on them. I just want to know that I did things that are different than everybody else, because that's the whole point of it. This is the whole point of the game. You want to try to challenge yourself to the top of the top, the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? You want to get there. That's the goal as a fight.
So, in talking about you, do you think that what you say obviously makes sense, or is at least worth, dancing around in your head to say, oh, well, maybe he has a point, but do you think people are ignoring that issue because it's coming from Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, I think that they don't want to take my words at face value, because they're like, who are you? You haven't beat this part. You haven't beat you haven't, like, bro, okay, Max Kellerman never boxed a day in his life, but you take his opinion, right?
Yes.
Let's be real. You got Shady McCoy right next to me. He's a football player.
Yeah, you got me with a taco hat on my head.
You got me that actually boxes, and I don't deserve to say shit. You see the logic in this? I don't like. It doesn't make sense to me. And people are criminal of the moments. You know what I mean? Yes, I had an off night. Yes, I think I deserve to have an off night. I deserve to come back and prove my point. Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Frank Bruno. Cold slept, came back and knocked him out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's so many stories like that. Sometimes you have an off night. I know. In my position, just wasn't sharp. Hard time to get back sharp in that time that I had to get ready for the fight, but that's fine. I don't mind. I want my rematch so I can prove my point. Then I'll move
Okay.
on. You know what I mean?
No. Okay. One thing.
I've beaten supposedly better fighters than Rollies. You know what I mean? Like what I tell people is styles make fights, and some dudes are very weird. You know what I mean? Look at I fight a guy like Devin Haney, technical, and I find shots on him. You got a guy like Rollies. We don't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? And he didn't fight me the same. Let's be real. After the second round, there was no punches exchange. It was all jabs. I watched the fight because I didn't even really think about the fight. I didn't even really like. I was just like, whatever. That was a weird night, right? Overall. But then I went and watched it back. I was like, we were jabbing after the second round all day. There was no aggression. There was nothing. So all I tell people is let me get my run back. Just like look at Alex Pereira. Pereira lost to that guy and then knocked him out in 25 seconds. What are we talking about here?
Okay, first of all, you're talking about Rockman, who knocked out Lennox Lewis and not Bruno.
Yeah,
Rockman. Okay, that's all right. And number two, I know you're a boxing historian, but no, I just don't want people in the chat and people acting damn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But number two,
I got the name mixed up because I heard Frank Bruno yesterday for some reason.
So here's the thing. Can you explain to me? And I was talking to this point with Shakur Stevenson. The difference between reasons and excuses. I saw that you got your the surgery on your wrist and all that shit. And people going to say, all excuses. Well, I mean, are you fighting one-handed? Is it really bothering you? Like you said, your preparation, all those things. I saw Shushu saying the same thing about Sagawa when he didn't have a great performance. And he was like, yo, I just thought I was going to knock him out. No shit, this dude was a problem. People think that he was robbed. Can you please explain to the people that there is something called a reason why I effing lost and not just me making excuses?
No, excuses if it's not the truth. That's how I see it. Like if it was really manageable and you were able to get good work in and land your shots and train well, then yeah, it's an excuse. But when you don't, when you can't use your right hand, when even honestly, I'll be real. Even my left hook was low-key a little damaged. I damaged my left knuckle a week before the fight sparring, but I didn't bring that up. I swear I damaged it was one of those nights where it's like, damn, I don't even want to be here, but I'm already here. I'm already damn here. Whatever. Let's run it. Because I don't have that much ego, because if you beat me at my top of my game, then damn, you got it, right? But if you don't, then I'm not going to take it to heart. You know what I mean? Because why would I take something to heart if I don't got all my weapons? And on top of it, people forget, I came off a whole year of suspension. People think I trained. And this is my fault. This is my fault. But I didn't train. I was on a victory tour for damn near 8-9 months. You think I cared about no boxing? I didn't care about none of that. I was pissed already because that was some bullshit. And I was already, having the time of my life. But all I tell people is have the same, give me the same benefit of the facts. Just give me the benefit of the doubt. Like you would, say, oh, this guy, Manny Pacquiao, he got slept or he had an off night. Like, give me the benefit of the fact, please.
Yeah, like Tank Davis being too friendly with Lamont Roach and all that stuff. You knew that wasn't really Tank. I mean, not to take anything from Lamont Roach, but everyone kind of know that wasn't really Tank. That wasn't
Tank at his top of his game. It's just you get nights like that. And I don't mind. Look, I want to myself get my rematch. And I want to prove not to anybody, but just to him and myself. There's a reason he didn't fight me after the Duarte fight. And he said it with his own mouth. The timing wasn't right. He knew the timing was right now because he knew I was off my game. I wasn't even trained. He knew like certain things because I called him out after Duarte. I was training really well during that time. So, he caught me at the right time. And that training camp with Duarte is the thing that carried me over to the training with Devin Haney. Like, even though I didn't train too much or the best way, right? But that training camp of hard work carried over, though, because it was only, 4 months or whatever, 5 months before, right? Because I fought in December, late December. Then I went and fought Devin in April. So people forget that. Like, I was already kind of sharp. My body was still good to go. No matter what I put in my body was so in shape that I was able to, process it. But after a year of doing that, your body gets contaminated. Punches ain't flowing the same. You can't get that back in 2 months. So I'm like, shit, this don't feel, because I felt like I lost my superpowers. I'm throwing punches, they ain't working.
You're no longer super ride.
No, because like recently, I don't know if you've been seeing my mid videos or whatever. Like, those punches now are like what I always know myself, which I don't really gotta try too hard. They just snap off. You see with Rollies, I had to force my hook to even come off a little snappy. That's how he was able to counter me, because I wasn't throwing effortlessly. So when I threw it, my recoil wasn't sharp because it was forced, Then he was able to catch me with a stupid left hook, which should never catch me with, right?
Yeah.
But because my punches weren't sharp, and this is what I learned, like, I always got to be in the gym. Right now, I have a six-pack. I'm sharp. I've been hitting the mitts. I've been training every day, meal plan, everything. I have everything in order because I'm never going to go in there without my weapons again. It feels horrible. Like, I learned my lesson 100%.
Okay, well, I got 3 more questions for you.
Yeah, and then I got to go because I am training right now.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. The War Room know that I'm about to say this.
Go ahead.
Please. No more cranking the soldier boy, Ryan. Don't watch the lean back, Ryan. Please, the leaning straight back, Ryan.
No, that's the thing.
I love the Ryan shell or the silly shell or whatever. I love that to death.
People don't understand. I haven't got hit with the silly shell.
Right. I love the silly shell.
Damage with the silly shell, then talk shit. And I don't even like calling it the silly shell because Floyd Mayweather himself said he didn't see no problem with it. So
okay, the Ryan roll, whatever.
No, honestly, I like that defense better, the roll, because it's just hard for people to hit me. Like, I could see their energy. Like, where do I hit this man?
Yes.
So but Derek, obviously you respected him, and he definitely didn't want me to do that. But
man,
it is
I say lean into it and perfect that, bro. That's
what I told Derek. I was like, Derek, I haven't got hit though. Like, take all the memes aside, take everything aside. Have you seen me get hit with it?
Right. I don't care about people going to joke on you every day, right. Ryan. I don't care damn about the jokes. I care about you being effective and efficient. Right. And that roll, that's Philly shell.
I'll tell you this, sick. ShowBizz, it will be back.
Thank you.
Hey, that straight back shit don't work, man. People get too much power into their shot.
Oh my God, especially now.
But guess what? I eat all of them though. Not one of them takes me out.
You pop out. You got a chin. We all know you got a chin.
Every shot I've got to hit right on the chin. I've got it up in 1 second. I never stumbled. I never look around like, where am I? I'm like, man. You know what I think in my head? This is some bullshit, man. God. Yeah. What was that shot? That was stupid. Like, honestly, the only shot that caught me off guard was like Luke Campbell. That one had me shook. Right. I was like, damn.
You still got up in 3 seconds.
I still got up, but I was like low-key hurt for like 1 second. I was like a little dizzy, and I was like, damn, this is what it feels like to be hurt. All right, let's get it.
Well, those times you've been knocked down, you were off balance too. Like, you were leaning back, you're on your heels and pop, you know what I'm saying? Your legs going to go. Another question I have, the last 2 questions. One, if Rolly is fighting Pacquiao next, and if Rolly knocks out Pacquiao, and I know Pacquiao is your hero, how badly will you want to whoop Rolly ass? Would it be even worse than just wanting the rematch?
It'll set me on a whole mission, bro. It'll be bad. It'll be bad. I'll be thinking the worst thoughts. It'll be horrible. It'll be horrible. You're gonna have to stop me, bro. I might not even fight him in the ring. It might be a whole problem. You really beat up on my guy like that? All right. So.
Okay, last one. What's next for Ryan Garcia?
I have not said this publicly at all, but I'm gonna say it. I want Mario Barrios. That's what I want.
Yeah. Hey, you think
That's
that
what
can happen?
I'm gonna go for it. Shit,
Yeah.
if he wanted to make some good money, let's go run it.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, now
sir.
that is perfect because then you can
Yeah.
get a title and then you can leverage that into.
And then I can leverage to be like, all right, Rose, if you got that, or Manny, because if Manny beats him, then obviously I got to fight him to unify
Right.
or whatever. I
And
don't even know
whatever
how the
happened
bout
with
stuff work.
Brian
You see how I
Norman
don't
and
even know
Haney.
how the bout stuff work? I don't even know how this work. But
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Ryan, man. Thanks
All
for
right.
that exclusive and thanks for showing up, brother.
Of course, Show. All right.
All
Peace.
right, bro. Everybody, Ryan Garcia. Hey, yo, that was fantastic. He said that he wanted Mario Barrios and he sent it to the War Room exclusively. Shout out to Ryan Garcia for that. That was crazy. And listen, his explanation for Triple G not being in the Hall of Fame is an explanation. And it's an opinion, but it's not just coming out of his ass. It's an opinion based on what he thinks the standard should be for the Hall of Fame. And I can't put his feet to the fire for that. Makes sense to me. And it's a lot of things that we've questioned over the years when it came to Triple G. Hell, it's a lot of things people question when it comes to Andre Ward. You know, a lot of these guys in the Hall of Fame, like you said, what is Sylvester Stallone doing for Rocky in the Hall of Fame? So it's more so the prestige that he would want out of the Hall of Fame. Now, I know a lot of you guys sent some super chats, so let's go back and read them all. Let me see. Barrios is crazy. Let me see. We're still calling it the silly shell. Traverse. Yo, I love the silly shell. I've been a fan of that since he did it. Like, I'm like, yo, because first when I saw he's been doing it for a while, but it really showed up against Duarte. And I'm like, yo, that's the way, right? Because Duarte was a problem. I think Ryan, as a fighter, should have this point. Exactly. Because I'm sitting here with a taco on my head, and I give a lot of points. And, you know, I'm respected. Let me see. Honestly, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, if a fighter is in a weak era, you have to do the insane to get in. Nice. Crawford resume was okay at best, so he did the insane. Ace is on one. Let me see. Biz. Now that Ryan Garcia is here to explain to everyone one last time, Ryan got suspended for not listing the supplements, not the level of Osterine. I'm sorry for not reading that when he was here. I kind of want to leave. I'm like over that whole thing, but yeah, he didn't get suspended for popping. He got suspended for he listed the supplements to VADA, but he didn't list it to the New York State Athletic Commission, and that's what happened. Let me see. Ryan, you are my favorite fighter. Don't listen to the haters. Oh man, your comeback are gonna be crazy. I see you stopping Rolly, Haney, and beating T.O. and oh shit. If he does that, and then that's Hall of Fame. Thanks, War Room. Hey, Biz, shout out to Ryan for me. Oh, shit, my bad. I just asked because both unified champions and dominated a division. Hold on. Oh, you talking about Andre Ward. And then Ryan Garcia gave y'all the memberships. That was really dope. Hit the Tyson bell. Okay, we got more show, everybody. That was just supposed to be the first 10 minutes when Ryan came in. Appreciate it, Biz. Love you, boy. People hate the truth. Hashtag Ryan Maria. Come back, run back, Ryan. Let's go. Okay, so let's move forward. I'm happy Ryan accepted the invitation and showed up and spoke his piece. And he was here in the War Room, and you know the War Room, we were just listening, like, okay, then fine. You know, if y'all disagree, that's fine, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, but Triple G is in the Hall of Fame. You know, for me, I think he's a Hall of Famer. But if they didn't, I'll be like, I get it. I wouldn't be like, oh shit, he must be in the Hall of Fame. I'll just be like, yeah, I totally get it, right? And it would make me feel more excited about the Hall of Fame too, right? It would make me feel like, okay, then you have to really do some shit. Now I feel good about it. All right, that's why people wonder, is Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame? People actually want to know, is he in the Hall of Fame? And it makes sense. His best victories are who? It's like, that makes sense. And he tied like I think Traverse or Sadate, one of you guys was saying he tied Muhammad Ali with the title defenses, but it's kind of like, yeah, but it's different. Okay. Let's move forward. Oh, Let's take a quick break and do Around the Ring.
Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man.
Yeah,
they can't get it, man. Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man.
Yeah,
they can't get it, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing about fighting, brother. You're not as tough as you think, dog. It's like, hey, brother. I've had many of fights, and you gotta work. Okay. All right. Let's move forward. Check this out. Speaking of Ryan Garcia, Lamont Roach was speaking to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia asked a great question, and Lamont Roach answered it. And I want to know if you guys are convinced by how Lamont Roach answered this. Check this out.
Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Let's go to work.
I feel like he could do a statement and knock him out. Do you think you could knock him out? That's what I really want to know. Like, do you think you could knock him out?
Oh, for sure. I think so. Especially with the. I'm not trying to give away.
I'm not
trying to give it, but I think so. I think so. And if I don't, I promise you, it's gonna be the worst he ever got beat. Ever worse.
Okay.
I'm not trying to give away.
I'm not
trying to give it, but I think so.
My bookie that I wanna try.
Lamont Roach said he thinks so, and that is the worst pit bull is ever going to get beat or has ever been beaten. He says because especially, I don't want to give this away. I got Lamont Roach. Oh, no. I'm going to do max bet on Lamont Roach. Now, Roach, listen, bro. Listen. If you make me lose my money, hey. Yo, I'm going to do the tight hoodie, podium, green screen. I would get busy. I would, Roach, if I lose my money, it's going to be the funniest video you've ever seen. Because I already know you're the favorite. I looked it up. You're the favorite. So that means I got to bet more money to win less. Bruh. That Roach, hey, I already got the skit written out. Now, if you win me the money, we cool. We could, you know what I'm saying? Let's go get a bite to eat. I get, how you like your steaks. But if you lose me, I'm betting a max bet on Lamont. You got a secret? You know something? Because you said some shit like that with Tank. You're just like, y'all see? You were so confident, like you may be winning your fights during film study. You may be one of those. So if you say something, you ain't got to say shit. I'm going to put my money there. My money's safe. All right. Now, he got me convinced. He convinced the biz. But this is the only thing that had me shaky. Okay.
When I seen him, cross that threshold, man, back up off of me, because last fight he was too friendly with Roach. Too friendly, And I see a little glimpse of it. And I understand he's trying to stay humble, you know what I'm saying? Because you get to a point, you see a glimpse of it when he's talking, but he's trying to stay humble, trying to learn how to control that beast.
We know that wasn't Tank. Or it was. But we know it wasn't. And we're only saying that you would beat Pitbull at 140 because of Tank, bruh. That is a lot of faith, because we've seen Pitbull getting busy for a minute. And to all of you who say Rayo laid out the blueprint to beat Pitbull, you're a damn lie. Another fighter laid out the blueprint for Rayo, and that was Gio Cabrera, who has the same type of dimensions, and he fought Pitbull a certain way, keeping away from him, and then getting busy with Pitbull when they were in the phone booth. He actually dropped Pitbull, but they said it was a slip. Gio Cabrera laid out the blueprint for Rayo and his body type and the type of things that Rayo brings to the table, but that's different than Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is closer to Rolly than he is Rayo, bro. And I'm not joking. He's more of a sniper. But okay, that's a fact, Biz. I'm saying Pitbull KOs Roach. If he KOs Roach, Roach will be the quickest flash in the pan. And then I would lose my money and the video I'm making. The video I make. Or I may have cursed him. Or I may have cursed Roach. It may be me. If I place this max bet that I'm going to do on my bookie on Roach and he loses, it's me, dog. Okay. All right. Canelo would have won and all kinds of shit. All right, everybody, let's do another Around the Ring, which is really a knockouts, and then we'll move on with the show.
Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man. Yeah, they can't get it, man.
You want to know the truth? I ain't got no dreams no more. I am the dream.
Oh, did he just say that?
The crowd is turning on him.
Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man. Yeah, they can't get it, man.
Let me tell you something. That brother's soul is tormented. The one that was sleeping like that. And it's diabolical to follow up the dream. All right. MLK's dream with him. But what I'm saying is that brother right there, to record him, let me tell you something. His wife should be ashamed. His manager at work should be ashamed. What y'all got that brother going through for him to sleep like that? That ain't rest. That ain't sleep. That he's fighting for his life. He does not have a moment in his life where he's not fighting for his damn life. And that's the Black Two Sugars. That's the Black Two Sugars. All right, hold on. Let me see. He was literally dying in his dream. Pitbull about to be easy work. He one-dimensional. Brother, I don't know what Roach is. And that's the Black Two Sugars. He was just a cherry pick. He was just a cherry pick not that long ago for being 130 going up to 135. Now going to 140 to be. I don't know. I really don't. I've watched him, and he wasn't jumping out the TV and making everybody be like, "Yo, that guy's the next one." He's been around for a while. Nobody was looking at Roach like he was the next. Bruh. I'm just saying, I'm the only one that's keeping it real here. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Somebody said that was Tank. Could have been. Lamont Roach can be all wrong for Tank, but evidently he's not all wrong for everybody, including Herring. So he's not all wrong for everybody. Him and Hector Garcia was fighting tooth and nail. So I just, y'all are sure about some shit that I just don't know, bruh. Don't forget, it was still a draw. It was still officially a draw. He didn't whoop Tank's ass. Y'all act like he whipped his ass. Bruh. We're going to find out a lot. We're going off of faith that we just bumped into a guy. And I'm going to tell you this too. A lot of people are getting on me for saying this. If Lamont Roach dominates or knock out Pitbull, he's better than Tank. I would have him better than Tank. I don't even know how you cannot have him better than Tank. People question Tank's resume anyway. But if you make Tank take a knee and they don't call it a knockdown and you still get the draw, you beat him. You beat Tank. And then you dominate Pitbull, one of Tank's best wins. Bro, you better than him. That's bad logic. How not? How not? Listen, bro. If Tarver would have followed that Roy victory by knocking out Bernard Hopkins, he's better than Roy. Oh yeah. The resume. Listen, bro. I didn't say greater. I said better. The resume means politics. Ryan was just saying it. Lamont Roach could have been on a back burner and they were holding him back, so he had to go down to 130, doing the grunt work like Marvelous Marvin Hagler, waiting for his time to shine. Resume, if the business chooses you, they can move you along right. He actually get cherry picked and he best Tank, and then he stops Pitbull. He's better. Very bad line. How? How? Y'all know how the business of boxing works. You just saw Terrence Crawford actually be the best fighter we've seen in decades. The man, Terrence Crawford, can arguably be better than Floyd Mayweather. Y'all saw the business shit him for all of his career, practically all of his career. And you see that he's better than Nello? What a surprise. We've been sitting, a guy coming from lightweight can beat Nello at super middleweight. So you know how the business work. If it wasn't for what he did to Errol Spence, he would have retired and we would have never known that we were sitting there watching one of the greatest fighters to lace him up in decades. That's how the business works. How many of those fighters have retired? I'm tripping. See, that's, you just disagree with me. You know what I say makes sense, bro. So when you know that the business works like that, then, bro, is he better than Floyd to me? Yeah. Yeah. Is he greater than Floyd? No. Is he better? Yeah. Floyd would have never done or tried to do what Terrence did. Never. Never. You're right, DJ. You're right, DJ. You're right, DJ. You're right, DJ. I'm on my soapbox!
He didn't get out of the Costa-Duty car!
This ain't got nothing to do with the Tank fight. It's just the style and the way Cruz fight, and Pitbull was a cherry pick for Tank. The way, okay, if it's the way Cruz fight, if it's the style, Pitbull should win. If it's the style, Pitbull should win. Oh my God. Pitbull should win, but maybe Roach is special. If it's the style, Pitbull should win. Roach is right there. Pitbull gonna be throwing crazy power. On top of that, this weird defense, using the crown of his head and slipping slightly. If it's style, Pitbull should win. If it's logic, Pitbull should win. That's the Black Two Sugars. I don't know how you catch Pitbull shots. Pitbull was making Tank miss. But we'll see. Lamont Roach said that he knows something. Okay. Roach fights better with distance. Tank beat Pitbull with one hand. I got you. In a close fight. But my thing is, we can only imagine what he would have done with two because he chose not to rematch him. This is what I mean. This is what, back to the Ryan Garcia point with Triple G. Did everybody dug Triple G? You can make an argument for that. Yes. But I cannot give him credit for shit I ain't seen. Get what I'm saying? So I can only go off of the one-handed fight he did with Pitbull. What I'm saying is, if Lamont Roach dominates him, I can only go off of, you know what I'm saying? And speaking of Tank, hold on. Triple G is fearless. Somebody feared Ward. This right here.
Y'all going there doing y'all thing, woo woo woo. And I said, he ain't giving you nothing. Let's look at it. Look at all the persons he fought. He ain't giving them nothing. Especially when he fought Tyson. He took a lot. He stripped Tyson of a lot of things. You mean to tell me you start hitting Jake with some shit, he ain't gonna fight back? He said, fact. So I said, you gotta take him serious. You get what I'm saying? Because he talked about, he had you on a hit list before this fight even happened. So his mental is on you. So you have to take him serious.
What Tank Davis doesn't know he's risking is crazy. I hope he knows now. The fan base doesn't know what Tank's risking. Y'all just seeing it as WWE shit. That Jake Paul is an opportunist. And that Jake Paul is going to try to knock him out, bro. He's going to try to knock him out. That heavyweight Jake Paul is going to try to knock Tank out and go viral. He's going to try to knock him out, do this, cross his arms. He's going to try to do that shit. He's going to try to do that shit. If he hits Tank and Tank has Bambi legs, that goes viral. Jake Paul gave Tank Bambi legs. Bruh, he'll get trolled so much, Tank may retire. Tank got to knock that guy out, and y'all don't realize it. Y'all over here, ShowBizz, you giving, you saying this and this a WWE fight and this fake. You don't understand. Jake Paul's going to try to rock him. And regardless of the reality of it being an exhibition, that shit, the sight of that is going to go viral. Tank going to have to take him seriously and knock his ass out, bro. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Real talk. Jake don't give a damn about Tank like he did Mike Tyson. He doesn't give a damn. He cares about MVP. He cares about him going viral. He cares about his legacy, exhibition or not. He knows. Forget, it's just an exhibition. He knows it doesn't matter. If I rock him, that goes viral. He knows that. He knows that. He knows that. There's no force field around them guys when they get in there. I'm telling you, bro. Yep, you just made my point. The boxer beat the fighter. Okay. I don't know what I said. But yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. Hit the Tyson bell. Okay. Let's move forward. Let me see. It might be fake, but Jake is serious. Maria, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Fake or not, Jake is standing on the graves of everybody he fought. Except for Fury. But what he did to Tyron Woodley was diabolical. Silva, great legend. Nate Diaz. Mike Perry still fighting bare knuckle. He knocked him out like he can give a shit. I'm telling you, bro, if y'all call it fake or not, whatever y'all want to call it, the guy is winning. And I'm talking about his brand is winning. And he would take this opportunity to do the same. And Tank's going to have to knock him out, bro. All right. Y'all go ahead. And that's why I said I was tripping on what could the conversation have been with Tank and Calvin Ford when Calvin Ford had to convince him. And Tank said facts. That's what Calvin Ford said that Tank said. That means Tank was going into it like, yeah, we're just going to play around. You play around with Jake, he's going to knock you out, go viral. Y'all can act like y'all buddy, that this is whatever. He's thinking about him. Bro, Y'all can go ahead, keep shaking hands and buddy up. You're gonna end up like Tyron Woodley falling asleep, bro. I don't know what they agreed on or what happened before. All I know is bam, sweat, boom, tattoo on finger. That's all I know, bro. That dude is going to think about himself. Tank, you better knock him out, bro. I'm telling you, y'all go ahead, keep buddying up and keep. All right. Let's move forward. Okay, Bivol. Mike Coppinger talks about Bivol comeback.
He had surgery in August to repair a herniated disc in his lower back. I'm told by his manager, Vadim Kornilov, top manager right now, he's doing rehab for his back. He has an extensive program, and he's doing half the program in Dubai and half the program in St. Petersburg, Russia, where he lives. So it's a 6-week program. And Max, he's basically going to rebuild strength in that lower back, ensure it does not flare up. It's a very serious herniated disc. You mentioned how much of a problem that is. Been causing issues for the last 2 to 4 camps, and what I was told by his manager is basically when he has longer layoffs between fights, it flares up because the muscles relax, and it's been giving him a lot of issues. So I hope he can come back and be the same fighter.
On the other hand, it should make him better, right? Like if he's been fighting with herniated discs and he gets it fixed, he comes back maybe better than he's been in the last 3 or 4
And
fights.
to that point, Max, I'm told it's the lumbar and the lower back, and that his first fight in 2026, it's going to be early in the year, first quarter, so first 3 months. Not going to take on, killer, I was told in the first fight.
Smart.
Probably ease his way back. I think it's smart. No one can blame him. Just fought better BF back-to-back.
I can't believe this dude just fought Better BF twice with herniated. And I can't believe Better BF fought this dude at 41. Those two guys are incredible.
You see the timeline? Let me paint the picture for you. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, will be fighting Yard November. On the undercard, it's Better BF. We already know that if David Benavidez gets past Yard, he'll be on the card again, on a ring card again, come February. We already heard with what Jose Benavidez Sr., David Benavidez's father and trainer, said about the plans for David Benavidez. That's to fight Better BF next. Makes sense. Better BF was added to that card late so they can be on the same timeline to fight each other. When? February. Mike Coppinger just said Bivol will be back the first quarter next year. What falls in the first quarter next year? February. Let me paint this picture for you. David Benavidez, hopefully with the game plan, beats Yard. I'm not hoping, I'm just saying their game plan. Benavidez beats Yard. Better BF wins his fight. Come February, Benavidez and Better BF fights each other, and on the same card, Bivol. Bivol takes the winner between the Mexican Monster and Better BF. Brother, the road is painted so well. Let me see. Which Traverse have to Traverse? It was fake, but not Roger. Exactly, bruh. Y'all, hey, it's fake. It's whatever. Y'all just gonna keep saying that, but y'all not helping. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Yeah, Jake gonna shake his hand. It's fake. It's fake, right? Bam, bro. I'm telling you, dog. But maybe it's because where I'm from, but I see it. I see it. Everybody says it's fake. It's fake. Hey, Tank, it's fake, right? It's fake. Yeah, that question was fake. That was a setup. That's fake. Yeah. Bam. Viral. Y'all keep shaking hands and being, but y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. Tank, knock his ass out. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Knock his ass out, bro. Because he ain't gonna give a shit about your little ass. I'm telling you. He cares about his bottom line. All right. Y'all go ahead. Y'all believe what y'all want. Y'all believe what y'all want. Y'all know what I'm saying is real as hell. Let me see. Check out this guy who I like to call the Black Fedora. Who the hell? Is he fighting? When does he fight? I want to see that shit. Hey, hold on. What weight is it? Thomas said, nope, it won't happen, Biz. Jake wouldn't do that. It'll mess up his fake fight reputation. Are you trolling? Or are you being stupid? Thomas, let me know. Say, hey, ShowBizz, I'm just being stupid. because knocking out Tank or giving them Bambi legs go viral more than it just being a pity pat session that goes the distance. If you're talking about money, you trying to make money or no? Giving him Bambi legs or knocking him out get you paid. Are you being stupid or are you being real? If they have a pity pat session, Jake Paul's brand goes down. If they they're gonna be like, yeah, I definitely don't believe in it. It'll be over with. Everybody think his fights are fake, right? This says exhibition 135 heavyweight. People won't give it one last chance. If they pity pat and do nothing, people are done. They're done. They're done. Somebody got to get hurt, because if no one gets hurt, they're done. What made Jake go viral? Going the distance or knocking out Tyron Woodley? What made him go viral? Nate Robinson getting bounced off the canvas or going the distance? The biggest thing that hurt his brand was his fight with Mike Tyson. It had all the views, but that was that many people looking at it and saying, oh, they held back. This fight on Netflix, he got to follow it up and give people a reason to believe in it. You don't know better. You don't know better. He won't hurt Tiny Tank. No, you're saying that to yourself so you can feel better about. Now let me diss it, but you're gonna be right there front row looking at it, and then when you see it, you're gonna be like, holy shit, and then you're gonna come up with something else to hate about, right? You just listen. Don't listen to none of these dudes, bro. You go ahead and knock that brother out. Knock Jake out. Let me see. You ain't wrong. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm talking about money. My man talking about conspiracy. I'm talking about bucks. Money, bro. This man talking conspiracies. All right. Okay, look. Check out what Crawford said right here about, remember when Canelo got hit and then everybody said that he gave that look? Even I said it. But Terrence Crawford, he keeps it real right here.
That's a counter. That was a great counter. But at the same time, Canelo being great as he is, he was actually rolling with the shot and anticipating me coming back with a right hook. When you see him roll and then kind of roll the other way, he was anticipating me throwing another shot. It was a great shot, but it was great awareness by Canelo as well.
Making people like Bud even more. Bud could have ran with it and said, yeah, he looked at me like, what the heck, and goofed it. No, he was just like, nah, because then he rolled again, and that's Canelo being great. Brother just saying all the right things, man. You know, it's sad, you know, because I've been saying for a long time that Crawford should have been as big as Tank. Pause. Tank and Crawford wasn't that much different. They both knocking everybody out. They both on the mic, they both about the same, bro. They both kind of, it's not like Tank give great sound, but he's as boring as, they both like the same. They tell a joke or two, you know what I'm saying? Except for Crawford moved in a way that was more logical, right? He wanted his pay to be for sure. Like, no, don't give me, you know, this type of money based on this and based on that. Give me the certified, I want 10 million or I want 5 million, 2 million. He didn't do all the extra shit, right? He moved in a way that was very rational. Sometimes people don't like that. Sometimes people gravitate towards those who got domestic issues, tatted up. It just, I don't blame people. Like Mike Tyson is an icon. Was it because he was a straight and narrow? No, he was fornicate. F off. Like Mike, you know what I'm saying? That's why we like Mike. Mike said all the shit we wanted to say. F off. You know, it's like, yo, that's you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't love Mike because he did everything right. It was, he blew the money. You see him a picture with blowing his nose and just like, yeah, Mike. I don't want to do an interview unless I can fornicate. It's like, brother, I mean, he used to fornicate. I don't think I've ever heard fornicate other than when Mike says it. I don't even know if it's a real word. I'm gonna be honest. He introduced fornicate to me, you know, not personally. Pause. Let's take that back. He introduced fornicate to matter of fact, it's going down the wrong word. I'm saying fornicate too much and it's bad. Let me see. Why wouldn't he try to hurt Tank? Right. Right. Yeah, final. Yeah. Just too many. I would say a fornicate too much. All right. Okay, everybody. I got two more things. One, let's do this little thing. Now I'm saying fornicate and little thing. It's just getting bad. You know, this is when the show it's time to start ending the show. I'm getting goofy, you know, it's getting sexual. so stop it.
Once again, it's on. I'm on my second win. Niggas say I'm reborn. Let's go. Yeah.
Home of boxing, DAZN. Yeah. That's obviously grown quite significantly over the last couple of years as well. You must be thrilled to be able to find a platform that allows you to box worldwide. Yeah. To a large audience.
That's what I'm excited about. A lot of my following is actually globally. And being able to maybe fight in America, fight in Japan, places like that, where I've got a lot of fans. That's what I'm excited about. It's something different for me. Of course, I love fighting in England, but being able to have the option or the opportunity is perfect for me.
Eddie Hearn, you got a huge task ahead of you. Ben Whittaker, I still think he's a super talent. My kids love Ben. My daughter's like, because she boxes, and she's like, whoa. She actually has a fight coming up, but like I said, she doesn't want her. She just want to fight, and she don't want, that ShowBizz daughter. But I digress. My son, everybody. But the problem is his rep is kind of like that because of when he fell out the ring, and it looked like he was okay, but he just kind of Ben Whittaker. Everybody was calling him. He came back, whooped ass, did what he had to do. Right, he avenged it and all those things. It's just that he's a great talent. Ed is good at that shit. Like he's great at building his fighters. He went to the right person. All right. It's just that he got a huge task. People are going to have to forget about Ben Whittaker. Got to forget about Ben Quitt. All right. And he's probably one of the strongest promoters ever. Like Eddie Hearn that guy's incredible when it comes to promoting his fighter. Right. Frank Warren is different because his fighters are incredible. Eddie would make you really think his fighters are the very best ever. And then like, oh, wait a minute. That's the same old fighter. But he got a special one in Ben. So let's see. Okay. This is the last video. This is from Floyd Jr. and the third. Speaking on who wins between Brian Norman and Devin the American Dream Haney. I'm having a hard time betting on this fight. Let's see if they can say anything that can convince me.
And Norman sleeping Devin.
You think so?
I know so.
I think Devin gonna run.
Of course he gonna run. He better not stand there.
I think Devin gonna run. Devin gonna box smart. I think he's smart enough not to exchange because his chin isn't to stand there and exchange with Brian Norman. I mean, come on.
We grew up with B Norman.
That's why I said his chin isn't strong to stand toe to toe. But I think Devin could box him. I think Devin gonna box all night.
Oh yeah, I feel like Devin could possibly outbox him, but I feel like Brian is coming out victorious in that fight.
You really do?
If Brian is like able to get to him, yeah. But if he lets Devin have his way, I feel like could pick him off with his reach and whatnot.
We'll see.
He's just 12-round fight.
Do you got any fights you gonna ask about where there might be some blood in one of the fights? Like somebody
I think that fight going. Brian gonna crack Devin in that big nose.
Man, these brothers not in there trying to kill nobody in there. They're in there playing tennis. You hit me, I hit you. Sorry, go ahead. Y'all go ahead. We just rambled.
No. I feel like Brian and Kid Austin are kind of in that similar realm that you guys are both kind of on the come up, just in boxing, knock out guys and can fight, can box.
Yeah. He said it's the dads. I think that's what it is. The dads on their ass pushing them. And we know the Normans. Like Floyd did his amateur career in Georgia right along with them. Like to the point that I told Floyd to go in there and spar him. Floyd like, Dad, he's 14, I'm 9. Type thing like
that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. So we know them like that. So I don't think Devin want to stand toe-to-toe in exchange with this guy.
Hey.
Devin is going to try to knock out Brian Norman. I know the idea is, can Devin stay away from Brian Norman and run and stick and move and win by the scorecards? That's what everybody's saying. He's going to try to knock him out. Devin's going to try to knock him out. Yep. My thing is, and that would make y'all say, well, then ShowBizz, you got Brian Norman knocking him out. I'm starting to rethink it because Devin's a big kid. And Devin has learned some shit from Ryan Garcia. Listen, y'all don't believe me? Devin's going to, anytime you challenge the Haneys, they take the challenge. That's the Black Two Sugars. He told Ryan, let's meet in the middle. And he did that. After he got beat by Ryan, well, officially it was a no contest. But after that fight, people said you get hit by a left hook too much. So he decided to not get hit by anything in this next fight. You get where I'm going with this? Now it's like, oh, he's just going to run. He's going to try to stop him. Devin always try to prove everybody wrong. That's what makes him tick. That's what makes the Haneys tick. Right or wrong, love him or hate him, but that's what makes them tick. He's going to try to knock him out. He did a thing with Prograis. He did the same thing with Prograis. His father told him to back off. Bro. He's going to try to be sticking him with a great jab. He's going to try to stop him. He's going to try to stop him, bro. That one fight he had, that one fight against Ramirez, that's the only fight he's had like that. He's going to try to systematically knock him out. Yep. That's the only fight he had like that. Now, here's the thing. Brian Norman, that's my guy. The Normans, they my brothers. Huge fans of theirs. And honestly, we just cool. Like outside of the ring, right? But my thing is this, when it comes to Brian Norman, we didn't know if he can box until just now. I found out he's actually a shifty, slick kind of fighter. He just wasn't doing it. I just found that out. But how good of a boxer is, because this is a new level now. He's going to have to be a good boxer, not just a killer. He's going to have to be a good boxer too, because there's levels. So the question mark on Haney, if he can take the punishment at 147 against a Brian Norman, there's still a question mark on Norman. Can he box at the level to get to Haney and knock him out? And Brian Norman said it himself. That's a good thing because he knows. Brian Norman Jr., I don't want to give too much away because we did the Black Two Sugars, but he mentioned that. Y'all don't think I can box. I'm not knocking people out without setting them up. He said I set people up. He said, y'all see. So he knows that he has to have high IQ. And I think he does. But there's levels. And we know Devin has high IQ. Look at who he fought. Look at his resume. His resume's sick. Regardless of how you may feel about him, his resume nice. All right? And a lot of that stuff is circumstantial. This guy was small. This guy was old. All those things. I get that. But what I'm saying is he still had that experience. There's some question marks. There's some question marks. There may be more questions for Devin at 147 than Norman at 147. But fighter for fighter, there's some question marks, bro. There's some question marks. Now, can Haney crack? I still think he hurts you. I still think his punches hurt. I saw him land a nice shot on Ryan, and Ryan buckled. All right. But Ryan always says he wasn't hurt, but it just looked fun. David Benavidez said the same thing, right? He said, he didn't hurt me. But then later it's like, I think I buckled more than I thought. Look, I still think Devin, hey, that snack. Y'all know I don't hold my tongue. Hey, that's snack power. You're able, you got the 1.21 gigawatts. So you're able to be strong when you go up. Hey, bro, They got the hyperbolic exfoliations and all that shit, bruh. I'm saying before we just, because I was ready to go straight Brian Norman Jr. I was just ready to be like, Brian's going to knock him out. Of course. How do you not think he's going to knock him out? Now I'm pumping my brakes. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. Thanks to our special guest, Ryan Garcia, for showing up. He just, let me get this shit off my chest and say what I feel. And then he started talking about his future. Mario Barrios is in his line of sight. And he's just talking about his fight with Rolly and all those things. So, I mean, that was great for him to be transparent, at least saying what he feels about his career, where it's going, and how he felt about Triple G. And at least here with the War Room, he was able to just express that. We take it, leave it, whatever. It's just an opinion, but at least he has a reason for his opinion and not just throwing it out his ass. Let me see. I'm about to order some snack now. Hey, Charles Baker. Charles, you getting your ass whipped in fantasy, though. You getting your ass whipped. I ain't going to be like you, be quiet and shit, and then let me be quiet and steamed and pissed off. I'm going to tell you, you getting your ass whipped, bro. All right, so ShowBizz Adult. Tomorrow we have the hump day. You guys know I've been iffy with the hump day, but a lot of it has to do with the boxing news. If there's not a lot of boxing news, I'm not going to, just take your time up like that. All right. But if there's some boxing news, of course we do the hump. There's always boxing news for Facts Friday. Of course, we have Thursday, Saturday, boots, right? So we're going to call that fight on the zone, War Room. And I will be, Charles, and I will be on my bookie placing a bet on Lamont Roach to beat Pitbull. I'm out. Huh. Oh my goodness.